I went online. I searched what is the ideal height for males, because I saw a TikTok also that was about how you had to be at least 6'2" to go on a date with this girl. So it's important stuff. The first thing I found was a answer. What's the ideal height for men? Moksh is answering this question. And as always, you put your credentials, why you're qualified to answer this question. And his is he knows English. So, hey everyone, I see you all are worried about your height, especially Indians and other Asians, and also people of Western countries. So everyone. So I'm here to help them all out, because I was too worried about my height, because my height is 5'8". So I did an extreme calculation for my adult height. I don't know what extreme calculation is. I was told that he knows English, but that's for my adult height, and researched on the good, perfect, and attractive height for over 2 months. I just imagine him like in the laboratory, which is an intense 80s music montage as his quest for the perfect height for over 2 months. And here's what I found. Note, this is for every man, no matter whether they live in America or Japan or India or any other country. This is also a little bit specific for Indian guys. So men's height can range from 5'5" to 7 foot or more. So right off the bat, I mean, that's a little shade to guys that are under 5'5", isn't it? You know, you don't exist. I have a friend who's 5'2" actually. And I guess I just found out that he's a figment of my imagination. So that's tough. 5'5" to 5'7". Short height for any guy out there. Now let's just remember that he's 5'8", and the under height, the abnormally short section ends at 5'7", which is 1 inch before his height. That's a little curious. I guess that's just a coincidence though. Can approach girls with confidence. So you still got a chance. You know, again, 5'4", you don't exist. 5'5" to 5'7", as long as you're confident, you can walk up to a woman. Now here we go, 5'8" to 5'10". And we got to Moksh's height. Ideal height, this is the average height for any guy out there. Can easily approach girls and no problem in building body. Might be a little bit of bias here. His height, after 2 months of extreme study, happens to be the ideal height, and this applies to every country in the world. And he's given it to 5'10". That's the range, which I feel like is also just the maximum amount that he feels he can lie on online dating. So it's like, I'm 5'8", but you know, I could probably squeeze out 5'10" if I'm wearing Timberlands. I don't know what the thing about building body is. He's gonna come back to that again. So let's move on. 5'11" to 6'2". Quite a wide spread there. It's pretty much just tall guys, but tall for guy, but not giant. Girls find it the most attractive. Stop. Okay, so it's the ideal then. I'm seeing a major error here. Girls find it the most attractive. Well, isn't that kind of what we're asking when we ask what is the ideal height for men? I don't think when we asked that question, we were like, what is the ideal height for Moksh, an Indian teen? We want to know what girls find the most attractive, right? I think that's probably the main inquiry. They find it the most attractive, but trouble in building body. So I guess that's what knocked it from first place. Yeah, you know all those 6'2" athletes that just really struggle to build their body. I'm 6'1", and whenever I go to the gym, I try to pick up a weight, and my big tall arm just throws it directly into my face. It's brutal. Anyone of the biggest problem which may occur in old age is back and neck pain, which is really worse. Okay, so I guess that's what lost us the first place. You know, that pain. I would rather have a lifetime of women and then a little back pain, personally, but I'm not the one writing this list. So let's move on to 6'3" to 6'5". A lot taller than most of the people. And sorry to say, but some girls will only accept your height. I don't know. I think he's trying to say, oh, but only some girls will accept your height. Yeah, you know those girls when you go to the club and there's like a guy that's 6'3", and they're just like, sorry, I wish you were 5'8", the ideal height for a man. I don't think I can dance with a 6'3" man. Sorry, Blake Sheldon. You're gross. 6'5". And then 6'5" plus, you are not human. Enjoy being single forever. Maybe you will find only 1 or 2 in a billion of population to be your wife. Yeah, it's given me a lot more respect for guys that play in the NBA because, you know, not only are they these giant hated freaks, but they can't get a date either. They have to play on the court after pretty much being incels. I never knew that LeBron was an incel, but I do now. Thanks for reading, and please support me. Yeah, I feel like this is really a lot about supporting you, isn't it? Now, I suppose my own bias is coming out here because, you know, I'm in a different height bracket than him, but I feel like that was full of lies. Now, I guess I did a little extreme research of my own. My next stop was to go in the other direction, instead of this narcissistic delusion, to a hypercritical place, which is the incel community. So let's see what the incels say about height. I think it's safe to say there's going to be a different ideal height. Height is the most important trait for males. The first thing people notice when they see a man is his height. I notice the ears personally, but nobody likes short guys because they're so little and unappealing. Well, you know, Shrek really contributed to that a lot. But what women think about male height? 5'7". Now keep in mind, this is 1 inch before the ideal height on our previous list. No comments about this. An unspeakable evil. Even lots of money won't save you. Well, take a look at this guy. He's 5'6", and this is his wife. That's right, pretty hot. Pretty hot. Pretty young and attractive. You know who that man is? That 5'6" man? El Chapo. Anyway, 5'8", the ideal height, according to the previous list. Unless you're really rich, forget about getting a girlfriend. 5'9". This pathetic man is shorter than me when I'm wearing heels. That's tough. 5'10". Working out will not help you. 5'11". Not fooling anyone, manlet. Now we get to something interesting. 6 foot. You made it above, but still not enough. It's not enough. And you can see that the 6 foot, the way this is laid out is a little confusing, but that falls into the bracket of either get rich or commit suicide. And remember, even if you get rich and get a hot wife, she will cheat on you with a tall guy. So Ryan Gosling, he's 6 foot. Bad news. Your wife will cheat on you with a tall guy. It's nice to know that I have a shot because I am 6'1", this is also confusing because you see the 6'1" is a little darker than the green that starts at 6'2", which I am with shoes, just to remind you. But luckily I do fall into the bracket of women, money, success. You've got everything. You know, I'm going to go right ahead and burst this incel bubble. You know, I'm in that amazing bracket, but I'm not getting everything. I'm in quite a dry spell right now. I've been ghosted by a lot of girls, and yeah, it's not going great. So maybe I'm 6 foot. Maybe I should get measured again. Now, there's a lot of hate towards short guys out there. There's Twitter accounts dedicated to shaming women that are height phobic, short phobic. I don't know what the word for it is. But I did a little research into the regular woman's mind, just the average Reddit user. I went on Ask Girls. I thought this would be a good middle ground between delusion and incel. And honestly, most women, if they have a preference, seem to say 6 foot or higher. I think that, to be as accurate as I can be, I think there's like 3 camps with women. I think there's the biggest chunk, which would be like 60% of women who would strongly prefer a guy who's 6 foot or taller, but it's not a deal breaker. Then we got 20% who are adamant about having a tall guy. Like they want a guy who's 6'2", maybe even taller, and that's like one of the main things they look for, and short guys are repulsive to them. And then there's the remaining 20% who I would say doesn't care about height. I think for men, looks very important when it comes to women, and then everything else is gravy, especially when it's long term. And then for women, I think that the gravy is the main thing. You know, it's like status. How does the man rank with other men? Is he really competent at his job? Is he rich? Is he confident? Funny? You know, these like social indicators. And I think looks, it's the flip. So I think looks are the gravy. And maybe more so when hooking up. You see what I mean? It's like a mirror flipped thing. Guys more picky with relationship, girls more picky with casual. And then height factors into that. I do kind of appreciate that delusional Indian guy, because is he delusional or is he smart? That answer got like 62,000 upvotes. Many people have seen that. I mean, at that point, he is shaping the consciousness a bit. It's like that Kanye song, American Boy. I just met a 5'7" boy who's just my type. 5'7"? You think that's a coincidence? No. Kanye is 5'8". And, according to that incel list, is not even a man, but is doing quite well for himself. Yeah, we want to shape the world. If I ever write a best-selling novel, the hero is going to be 6 foot. That's strategic. That's what Kanye did in that song. He's 5'8". He made the ideal 5'7". You want to always make yourself slightly more than ideal. It is funny to think, though, that like there's so many guys out there who think that if they were 6'1", they would be living life on easy mode. And, you know, the truth is in the middle somewhere. Because, like, obviously, people that have privilege always don't see it as much. So hot people go, it doesn't matter that much being attractive. It's not that much of an event. Or popular people are like, there is no cool, uncool, you know. Obviously, it's an advantage being tall. But like I said, you know, I get ghosted, and I'm 6'1". So whatever height you are, stand up straight, tall, look them in the eye, be confident, and keep watching my videos. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Also, please hit subscribe and turn on notifications.